Hey guys, so I just wanted to pop in while I had the house to myself and do a quick video just to give a little backstory on our TCC journey. We started back in 2013, well 2014, I don't know, 2013, 2014. When I was 18, I was seeing an OB, and she, just because of my irregular cycles, she had already asked me if I, wanted to have kids and things like that. So this was before we got married, and she was running, doing blood work and things like that. And this when she discovered that my pituitary levels, my prolactin levels were high. So I was going back and forth between her and the endocrinologist and getting MRIs, and the endocrinologist would say, well, your levels are high, but they're not worth coming to see me because they're not in the tens of thousands. So the only thing we had to do was get MRIs yearly to make sure that my tumor doesn't grow, because it was at, a good size, well, good, a small enough size where I didn't have to have surgery or anything like that. They were just concerned that it could, get a little bigger and press against my optic nerve, and it could cause blindness. So I had to, keep a watch on that. And then once we got married in 2012, around that time, I got put on birth control to see if I could, regulate my cycle. Well, I was on birth control before that. It was birth control, to regulate my cycles. And then once I got married, I got off to go ahead and start trying, because she had already told me it might be a good process, for me to get pregnant. So I didn't want to prolong anything. So I was like, well, we're going to start, right after we get married. So by the time it came until, I think, around 2013, she was still doing the same thing. Like, she wasn't offering anything else. So I decided to go find another doctor. And at the first visit of this other doctor, the first doctor, she asked me what I wanted to do. And I said, well, I want Clomid. So she was like, okay, well, we'll go ahead and do Clomid. So we did a few rounds of Clomid. It didn't work. So we ended up going to see a reproductive endocrinologist. And they did all of their blood work. My husband got a semen analysis, and he was good. So he switched me over to letrozole. So we did, I can't remember how many rounds of that we did, but I ended up getting pregnant with letrozole, and that was in 2014. So by the January of 2015, I ended up being admitted into the hospital because my water bag had got a hole in it, and so I was leaking fluids like constantly. So I stayed there until March 9th, which is when I went into spontaneous labor with him. Now I'll do a whole story. I'll do a backstory on that because there's a lot to go into that. But I had him March 9th. He ended up passing away because I had a certain infection. So then after that, my husband was like, well, we'll go ahead and try whenever you get ready. So I didn't even go back to that said doctor for my 6-week checkup. I ended up going to another doctor, a male doctor. Went to see him, and he did my 6-week, and he was trying to figure out what was going on, maybe why I kind of prommed or whatever. And then he found out that I had genetic mutation called MTHFR. So whenever we decided to get pregnant the next time, which was, I did a month of natural, and then I asked him if he would give me letrozole. At first he wouldn't give it to me because it's not a fertility drug priorly, or however you want to say it. It's for breast cancer, but they use it off label for fertility. So he ended up giving it to me. Did he? I can't remember. He gave it. Yeah, he had to. He ended up giving it to me because I got pregnant under him. And at one of my appointments, y'all, I sat there for 4 hours because their office is always full, and I end up having to sit in the hallway. Now I'm pregnant, sitting in the hallway. So we got there. Well, I got there. I was by myself. I got there, and some hours later, come to find out, he told, well, the receptionist said that I wasn't supposed to be having a scan that day because no tech was scheduled to work on that day. So I was like, well, if they don't schedule techs to work on this day, why did they schedule my appointment for today? So I was like, you know what, I'm not gonna do these. I wasn't gonna risk having that to happen again. So I went to a doctor that was on call when I was admitted into the hospital with my first baby, and she knew my story, so I felt comfortable with her, and she did everything she did everything for me. So I ended up going to see her and continuing out my pregnancy, and I had a girl, and she's about to be 4. I had her March the 11th, 2016, so a year and 2 days after the first baby. So during that pregnancy with her, I was not having it. Like, my husband, I didn't want to touch. I didn't want him to touch me. Don't hug me. Don't look at me a certain way. Don't kiss me. I could not stand. And I think it was more of a protective instinct because of what happened with the first baby. Like I said, a lot went on, and I wasn't feeling it. I was not feeling that pregnancy. Well, my outward, surroundings. So I had her, and he was like, well, we're not finna try. We're not trying to get no time soon because you're not, I don't want to go through this again. I don't want you to feel like, I don't want you to treat me like that again. Like, he hated it. I hated it. It wasn't intentional. I tried, but I could not get into it. So, and with her pregnancy, I did the McKenna and heparin just because of the MTHFR. So then in 2018, we decided to start again. So I did the letrozole, and being that I started letrozole with another doctor, I forgot what dosage I started on. So the first the first cycle didn't work, and then we increased it. The second cycle worked, but the second cycle was the correct dosage, but I had gotten sick during my ovulation week, and I was on antibiotics and things like that. So I think that's why it didn't work the second cycle. And then the third cycle, it did work, and I got pregnant with our third child, and he was a boy. I had him January 15, 2019, and I was also on McKenna and progesterone with him, but I ended up having to stop it because I think I was getting an allergic reaction. I think they changed the oil or something like that, they said. So I ended up having to stop it, and I did end up making it to 38 weeks with him. And with my daughter, she was an IUGR baby. I ended up going into labor with her in 35 weeks, but I think they either stopped it or my body stopped at 3.5 centimeters. So we didn't force any labor with her. They just kept watching her, and they ended up inducing me with her at 38 weeks because she was too small. Or she had stopped gaining like she was supposed to. So she was a 5-pound baby, 5 pounds, 1 ounce. And then Samal was 5 pounds, 6 ounces. So it's either that or I just have small babies. I don't know. But we, she always kept a watch on me to make sure my service and everything, just because I'm high risk for preterm and other things like that. So, that's pretty much it as far as our timeline goes. And like I said, now we're back into the swing of it. I did, like I said, my previous video, I did the letrozole. And I'll say, since day 4, I have been having a headache. Day 4, day 4 on letrozole. I wasn't sure if it was because of the letrozole, but I can say now that I'm pretty sure it is. I've had one. It's today's cycle day 10. So from cycle day 7, 8, 9, 10, or 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, something like that. Then I can say I'm pretty sure it's probably because of the letrozole. I suffer from headaches anyway, but I hadn't had one in a while. So I was like, well, maybe I'm pretty sure this is it. And it's one of those like migraine, you know, type deals. And it's annoying. It's not one of my worst, but it's annoying. So I can add that to the list of side effects for letrozole. Other than that, I really don't feel anything else. So, and I usually don't take anything, so I don't know if I take anything and it'll go away. If it'll work for anyone else if they have the migraines or headaches, but it's bearable. Right now, I don't have one. If I get up and start walking around or straining or do anything, laugh and talk, you know, too much, then it usually triggers it, but I'm okay right now. So, we'll watch that, and I'll start OPK testing tomorrow. But other than that, that's all I wanted to do was give a backstory, and like I said, I'll do another video on the, you know, events that happened with the first baby, because I don't want any, I was kind of clueless. Well, I'm not going to say clueless, but I was kind of, I didn't know, you know, as far as what happened when it happened the first time. So, but I'll get into that. So, yeah, that's it for this video. I will see you guys in the next video, whenever that may be. I'll probably do every few days. I'll try to do every few days, especially leading up my, you know, to my ovulation and 2 week wait and things like that. So, stay tuned for that, and make sure to subscribe, hit the notification bell so you'll be updated when I post my videos. So like and comment, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.